I'm McKenzie Chinn. Oil.
Audience, are you ready?
Okay.
Josh, are you ready?
Yes.
Mackenzie, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, Mackenzie Chinn. Oil. 3, 2, 1, begin.
I Googled gun oil recently. How some of you already know. I figure if I buy a gun and learn to use it, I also need to learn how to maintain it. The first search result was a site called worldcondoms.com. And you know, I'm proud of Google for assuming that I was talking about sex and not actual weaponry. Honestly, you know, that's how I'd like to be remembered. You know, make love, not war, give peace a chance. But peace is such a privilege these days, you know? Chapter 1, Ultra Sheen. When I was a kid, my mother would sit on the couch and sit me down on the floor, nestled between her knees, and I would watch TV while she oiled my scalp. It was the 90s, so we didn't have all the fancy nature-based hair care products we do now. We had Ultra Sheen, if you know, you know. It came in a glass jar, and it was this thick green substance like Vaseline, and its main ingredients were literally all the things they tell you not to put in your hair nowadays. But in 1992, a pat of Ultra Sheen transferred from the jar to my mother's hands to my scalp was nothing short of an anointing. She could have been doing anything else, catching up on sleep, reading a novel, working out, but she had daughters, so she was home, parting my hair, section after section, restoring my scalp, and taking my hair from the crazy nest it would be by the end of each day to simply radiant. Chapter 2, sizzle. One of my top fears as a child, right after being eaten by the monster that definitely lurked in the shadows of our home's basement, was getting popped by hot oil from whatever my mom was cooking on the stove. You know that like sudden sizzle sound? The sound of your mother standing barefoot on the kitchen's linoleum floor, making something probably easy and quick, but that would become a core memory for your mouth, for your sense of well-being, but also portended great danger. Because you've been popped before, nay, practically maimed in the face by being in the hot grease splash zone. So the way this woman wields what might as well be a pan of molten lava, and how even when the grease does pop her own hands, she keeps cooking undeterred, is the stuff of legends. She doesn't have time to fear hot grease or basement monsters, for that matter. Dinner has to be made. This is the energy I need us to embody when it comes to this moment. Chapter 3, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about this moment in which we have realized that we are both hostages and unwitting accomplices to gangs of state-sponsored murderous white supremacist terror networks running amok in our cities. Ultra Sheen and hot grease. I need us to be radically loving and radically fearless. Or, you know, you can have fear. That's fine. Have fear, but do the hard and inconvenient thing anyway. And to be clear, when I say us, I mean American citizens, but white American citizens specifically. Those who correctly don't give a single solitary fuck about legal status because lines on our map are as real as Santa Claus. It's up to those with the least amount of personal risk to deal with the hot grease on the stove. I get it. No one wants to risk their life, which is what it has come to. But it's been happening for us. 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 I saw an influencer say white people fear for themselves what they expect for others. So yes, you might get popped by hot grease. Okay. Chapter 4, how to do what's necessary. I'm descended from generations and generations of enslaved people, and then more generations of violently oppressed people. So who knows what some of them had to do in order to live long enough for me to even be here today. Okay, well, I do know a little bit. My great-aunt Mary definitely killed a man in Mobile, Alabama for being violent towards her one too many times, and that was that on that. And while that is not my direct bloodline, I do claim that energy. It's true, by the way. Sit with this for as long as you need to, but the Civil War, the one that effectively ended chattel slavery in America, was not a peaceful protest. And it was not a vote either. I'm guessing our current state-sponsored white supremacist terror network knows their way around a can of actual gun oil. They've got gun oil, and we've got phones. MLK Day was yesterday. Here's a quote you maybe haven't heard. The white liberal must rid himself of the notion that there can be a tensionless transition from the old order of injustice to the new order of justice. To set aside the metaphor for a moment, you are hereby called upon to intervene. Boycott, and not just when it comes to Jimmy Kimmel, for fuck's sake. Slash some tires. Learn tactics to de-arrest. There is room in all of this for the hands that smooth oil into the scalp. Let someone run into your house for safety. Don't call the cops. Bring supplies to neighbors in hiding. Harbor, aid, abet. One way or another, use your oiled fingers to unravel justice's tangled hair. Epilogue. I'll let you know how it goes on my gun buying journey. And thank you most of all to Google for the worldcondom.com suggestion. I've got it bookmarked. Thanks.